All right, let's now shift our attention back to India and to the southern state of Karnataka, where rapid developments are unfolding in the political scene of Karnataka. The coalition government, whose unity was on shaky grounds pretty much from the beginning, appears to be on the brink of being toppled. Or at least that is the word, that is the buzz at this point of time. Now, even as we speak, in the latest development, about 11 members of Karnataka's Legislative Assembly are set to have tendered their resignation at the Speaker's office. And this is what is said to have happened in just the last few minutes, although in the beginning there were reports of almost about 12 members who were present inside the Speaker's office to tender in their resignation. According to reports, at least about 10 MLAs of the Congress are said to be disgruntled by the party's functioning, and there are also 2 Janata Dal secular legislators as well who have tendered in their resignation. And also the word was just last Monday, 2 Congress legislators, Anand Singh and Ramesh Jarkiholi, had also resigned. Now, Ramesh Jarkiholi is said to be one of the legislators who cited in his resignation today, citing unhappiness with the way things are being conducted within the party. Now, the 225-member Karnataka Assembly, the Congress at this point of time had 79 legislators, while the JDS had 37 legislators. And even with the resignations of Arun Singh, one of the other members who was said to have resigned, and Ramesh Jarkiholi, the coalition had about 116 members. But now the numbers, of course, will change, because 11 members of the ruling coalition are said to have resigned. And this, of course, will bring down the wafer-thin majority that is enjoyed by the Congress-JDS combined. Now, Karnataka might very well be the very first state to actually feel the heat of the results of the Lok Sabha, in which the BJP, against all odds, had managed to win 25 out of the 28 seats in the state, while the Congress and the JDS had managed to just win 1 seat each. So the question, of course, now is, will Operation Kamala succeed this time round in toppling the government? And we're now joined in by my colleague Nishtita Virendra, who's joining us over the phone line from Bengaluru. Good afternoon to you, Nishtita. There appears to be a lot of political developments happening in Bengaluru. Bring us up to speed as to what's happening there.
Right. As of now, the Speaker has confirmed that 11 resignations have been submitted at his office, but the Speaker has not gone to his office. In fact, he has said that he will not be going to his office till Tuesday, and that is when he can consider these applications and take the future steps that he desires to take. But it seems like if we take all these resignations, one of Anand Singh that was submitted last Monday, plus 11 resignations that have been submitted today, the Kumaraswamy government has essentially lost its majority in the Karnataka Assembly. In the 225-member House, including the Speaker, 113 is the midway mark. And the coalition government was anyway at a wafer-thin majority of 118, and now they have lost 12 MLAs if the resignations are considered at the moment. But it also does give some space for the Congress to come in and to try and salvage what is left of the situation, and that is what their star troubleshooter DK Shivkumar is attempting to do at the moment. He has taken 4 of the MLAs who had arrived at the Speaker's chamber along with him, and that includes Ramlinga Reddy, Muniratna, Bhairati Suresh, as well as Somshekhar. So these 4 have been whisked away by DK Shivkumar, but close to 10 to 12 disgruntled MLAs, these include Congress as well as the JDS, have arrived at the governor's office. Presumably what can be considered a pressure tactic on the coalition government. But the chief minister is not in the country. He's in the United States, and he's expected to arrive tomorrow. And it seems like by the time he arrives, his government would have lost its majority.
Absolutely, indeed. And also, do we know at this point of time as to what is the reason for the disaffection? Why is it that 12 of these MLAs of the Congress and the JDS have tendered in their resignation?
It almost seemed like it was something on expected lines, especially leaders like Ramlinga Reddy or Ramesh Jarkiholi, who have been quite vocal about their dissidence against the coalition. Most of them were unhappy with not being inducted into the cabinet. Ramlinga Reddy had given multiple threats saying that he's a senior leader, he's been a former minister. When you have other leaders like KJ George and other JDS leaders, and even the independents now being inducted into the cabinet via the loyal leaders not being rewarded. And after the Lok Sabha elections, where the coalition government faced a severe drubbing, it seemed like these leaders even lost the motivation to stick together to keep the BJP at bay. Because despite all their efforts, it was the BJP that emerged with 105 seats last year, and in the Lok Sabha elections came out with 25 out of the 28 seats. So clearly the coalition government didn't seem to be working out, and the disgruntled leaders found all the more reason to step out of it, it seems like.
Absolutely, indeed. And with the resignation, now the resignations have not yet been accepted. The Speaker, of course, has said that he will, of course, go back to his office on Monday before he goes and takes a look at it. Now, speculatively, if these 12 resignations are accepted, this brings down to the strength of the Karnataka Assembly to 213. The BJP has 105. And we would expect that the Congress-JDS combined still manages to have about 108 of its legislators with it. Now, how is all of this playing out? Does the BJP at this point of time believe that it can actually stake claim to form a government on its own in case this government is toppled?
Already 12 MLAs have tendered their resignation. It just takes 4 more disgruntled MLAs to come out. And if 16 MLAs step down, then the House strength itself comes down to 208, Saleh, and this means that the BJP is at a comfortable majority of 105. So if anywhere between 15 to 16 members do submit their resignation, then the governor will be well within his capacity to demand a floor test from the government, or even the BJP could submit a memorandum to the governor saying that a floor test should be conducted, as the government has clearly lost its majority. If we do consider the numbers now, it is a minority government still, but none of the but BJP does not have the numbers as well. But 4 to 5 more MLAs, and Kumaraswamy clearly cannot sit in the Chief Minister's chair.
Absolutely, indeed. And what is the word, if we know about what is happening within the BJP circles? Would they want to stake a claim and form the government, or would they want to call in for a fresh election?
Up until the Lok Sabha elections and soon after the results, it seemed like the BJP would have preferred to go in for fresh elections, as they could ride the Lok Sabha victory to another assembly election. But recently, B.S. Yediyurappa addressed a press conference and completely rubbished any reports saying that the BJP wants midterm polls, and they said that they do not need midterm polls. They, in fact, have numbers on their side. They have 105 MLAs, and they have every right to form the government if the need arises, and they do not require to go in for fresh elections. A lot of money has been spent in the last 1 year in Karnataka, because in 2018 there was assembly elections, in 2019 there was Lok Sabha elections, and it seems like MLAs are not really willing to go for fresh elections at this point in time, as funding could also be a major issue.
Absolutely, indeed, Nishtita. And also, just before I let you go, just in case the BJP decides to, of course, take claim to form the government, do we know as to who the chief ministerial candidate of the BJP will be? Will it still persist with B.S. Yediyurappa, or do they want to now take a look at some fresh, younger face that has emerged within the BJP for the chief ministership of Karnataka?
As of now, it seems like B.S. Yediyurappa will be the person to go. Yes, there have been multiple instances where the High Command has expressed their reservations against Yediyurappa because of his age and because of him not being able to consolidate other community votes. But the 2018 Assembly elections and the 2019 Lok Sabha elections have just proven that as of now, despite all the negatives against B.S. Yediyurappa regarding his age and regarding the nepotism allegations, it seems like he is the most popular face of the BJP in Karnataka. So it will most likely be him. And at this point, BJP would not want to upset their Lingayat vote bank, because the Lingayat vote bank is what consolidated against the Congress in the 2018 Assembly election, and the Lingayat vote bank has strongly stood behind the BJP even in the 2019 election.
Absolutely, indeed. We'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Nishtita Virendra, for joining us and getting us all those updates as to what is happening, presently playing out in the corridors of power in Bengaluru. So 12 of the JDS Congress legislators have tendered in their resignation. The Speaker, of course, has not seen their resignations yet. He'll, of course, be getting back to his office on Monday, and after that will consider their resignations. Now, this, of course, opens up the entire political scene in Karnataka for various permutations and combinations. At this point of time, it does appear that the Congress-JDS combined does have a wafer-thin majority. The BJP has got about 105 legislators on its side, with the 12 Congress JDS combined leaders having resigned. The total strength of the House is now 213, and the next few hours and days will be very crucial to see as to what plays out in Karnataka. We'll be tracking all the developments very closely.